All right, Coach, 83-63 win tonight over San Diego. Can we have an opening statement, please?
You know, I think San Diego offensively has been one of the better teams in our leagues statistically. If you look at the numbers, they've got some really good individual players. I was proud of how our guys competed defensively in the first half. I think we got up 17-0, and a lot of that was our defense. You know, guys had the right mindset to guard them, and they're very difficult to guard one-on-one. I was very pleased with that. Didn't like how we finished the game in the second half, but all in all, you know, our last two games, I thought we've really come out and we've thrown the first punch, and we've kept punching for the most part, and that's got to be our story as we continue down the stretch here.
Trey?
That was going to be my question. Being the aggressor, that mindset, you saw it in both games. Is there a reason why it's more of a focal point? First punch you mentioned that.
Well, I mean, you know, I thought for a while there, you know, for a couple weeks, we were feeling sorry for ourselves. You know, and, you know, we continue to impress on our guys. Things aren't happening to you. You know, and usually in life, it's 90% of how you respond. And a lot of that stuff we create. You know, I thought there's been a shift in our mindset. They have collectively worked to have a tremendous, positive, spirited mindset, regardless if something was going good or bad. You know, and it started with our huddles, in game and, you know, on the floor and during timeouts. And, you know, I just think our guys are starting to understand that, you know, this is something you can control. And when you have the right frame of mind, you know, good things can happen. But it's really all been about our mindset and how we handle success and failure.
No turnovers for Jan. That was a concern the last few games. His mindset seems like he's right on top of it.
Yeah, he's coming back. You know, he played terrific. I think he was plus 22 tonight. You know, he's got our offense really working. He's getting guys shots. He's playing downhill. He's aggressive. You know, he looks like the Jan we grew accustomed to, you know, as the season started. Jan's a fighter. You know, he wasn't going to be down long. You know, he cares too much, but really happy with how he played tonight. I thought he was exceptional in San Francisco. He was 0 for 6, had 8 rebounds, career high. I think he had 1 turnover, but I can't tell you how many hockey assists he had. You know, so my thing to Jan is always, man, you're talented enough to impact the game without scoring. Not a lot of guys can do that, and he did that again tonight.
You knew Jalen Shelley would be good. Is he realizing his potential? I mean, it seems like all facets of his game, you can see the confidence out there.
Yeah, I think, you know, it takes time. You know, nobody likes to hear that. But when you get new guys, and Jalen didn't play last year, you know, so it took him a while to figure out how people defended him, how to counter that, our system. I think we've done a better job lately of trying to put him in some different situations as well as we've gotten used to his game. You know, some of that stuff just takes some time, but he's in a good position right now in terms of playmaking and not settling. And, you know, he's adding the rebounds and assists to go with that. So, and we need that because he's dynamic, and it makes our team a lot different when you've got that type of versatility in what he's bringing.
And then points in the paint, and you hit the glass. I mean, you had to be pleased with those two areas there.
Yeah, you know, we're a paint team. You know, our guys don't like hearing that, you know, a whole lot. We're a paint team, and we've got to find ways to live in there. When we play in there, it's amazing when you look at our shooting percentage. Tonight doesn't indicate that, but most nights, you know, when we go paint to great, our shooting is way up there. I thought tonight, man, we lived in the paint. We had some tremendous looks. It didn't go in, but I think we're learning that we got to play that way as well. You know, we've got to play inside-out basketball and not the other way around.
Thank you. Lions are on the road for next 3 games and then return home on February 25th for a national TV game against Washington State.
Thanks, guys.